WhatsApp 534-7755 or visit caribjet.com.
The Grenada Steel Band Association, in collaboration with the Grenada Tourism Authority and Spice Mass Cooperation, presents Pan on the Sand. Pan on the Sand 2, Independence Edition, Sunday, January 29th. We inside Grandad's Beach in front of the Vendors Market. 7 of the nation's best steel bands, including 2022 Panorama Champs, Co-op Bank Comancheros, Republic Bank Angel Hops, Suzuki Pan Wizards, Rainbow City All-Stars, Pan Ossia, Melody Warriors, and the Grand Roy Pan Angels. Special accompanied solo performances from top soloists and DJs on the island. Lots of food and beverages from the Vendors Market, starting at 3 p.m. Admission absolutely free. So all you know where we gonna be, right? Pan on the Sand 2, the Independence Edition, Sunday, January 29th. Grandad's Beach in front of the Vendors Market. Bring the entire family along.
Hassle-free loans for your every need. Cards have you covered, best believe. Cards ready, cash is for everyone. Not to worry, fast approval. Hurry up and come. We got it all, we on the go. Cards ready, cash, you already know. We got it all, we on the go. Cards ready, cash, always ready. When you're ready, let's go.
Cards ready, cash, ready when you are.
Experienced drivers, you've ruled the road. Now you can enjoy the rewards with Beacon's 50+ car insurance plan. Get hassle-free sign-up, affordable payment options, and a free windscreen cover. Call us at 440-4447 or log on to beacon.co.tt and get driving with Beacon today.
Hello and welcome to the MTV Evening News for Thursday, 26th January 2023. In the headlines, longline fishermen count losses after billfish tournament participants cut their lines. Opposition leader disclosed that the sum of his assets, liabilities and income is significantly less than before. National Bus Association empathizes with the 2 bus operators who lost their buses to fire on Wednesday. And in sports, free admission to regional cricket matches at the Grenada National Stadium. We have the details of these and more after the break.
Paging all Grenadians at home and in the diaspora to be part of the journey to 50. Reflecting on the past, planning for the future as we get ready to celebrate our 49th anniversary of independence. Tuesday, February 7th, 2023. Events to be observed for our 49th anniversary of independence include table tennis tournament at the CSA building, February 3rd and February 4th. Independence Calypso Finals, Sutter's Bus Terminal, 8 p.m. February 3rd, February 4th. Open water swimming competition, Grand Mall Beach at 9 a.m. and beach tennis at Grandad's Beach from 11 a.m. Also the Independence Boxing Tournament, February 4th, 8 p.m. at the Youth Center. National Independence Church Service, Grenada Trade Center, Sunday, February 5th, 3 p.m. National Colors Day, the Inter-Ministerial Display, and the 49th Cultural Extravaganza, 7 p.m. at the Granville Bus Terminal, February 6th. Then the Made in Grenada Expo, Military Parade, and Rally, 10 a.m. at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium, Tuesday, February 7th. Happy 49th, Grenada.
New me in 2023. Coming to Courts Optical today and enjoy up to 35% off your frames and lenses with flexible payment plans available from 3 to 24 months. Schedule your appointment online today on www.courtsoptical.com. At Courts Optical, our comprehensive eye exam is always free. All major insurance providers are accepted. See in store for details. New me 2023 with glasses from Courts Optical. Value you can see.
The first segment of the MTV Evening News comes to you compliment Nexa Credit Union. With you wherever your road leads.
For when you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me, yes, I can. Whenever you're in need, yes, just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide. The light that shines our way. Wherever your road leads, we'll be right there with you. Wherever your road leads, we'll make your dreams come true. Next side, next side, next side, right next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Good evening. With the news in detail, I am Troy Gill. First up tonight, Tonya St. Louis Lawrence tells us about the challenges the ongoing billfish tournament has created for longline fishermen on the western side of the island.
I had 450 hook all here, missing hooks and snap-on with line plus my poly plus buoys, flags, blinkers that missing. And yesterday I encountered these boats dragging my long line, going to them and tell them about it, watching them cut my long line with a green sharp tool they have. And up to now, line I have to do over all this whole top row, and that causing me time and money because I could not have go back out today. Yesterday I catch 2 tuna and I'm only responsible for cutting out 2 pieces of line on this in this whole entire box. And now it costing me more than $500 to redo that line. And
longline fisherman Romel Fletcher expressing disappointment after leaving his home at 2 a.m. to venture at sea Wednesday, only to be greeted by cut lines. While out at sea, Fletcher claims to meet one of the participants of the billfish tournament cutting his lines. Fletcher is not the only longline fisherman affected, and according to him, it is unfair for them to lose their income over a few days of leisure by towboats.
So I want to know who compensated me for my lines, what loss, and what I have to redo now, and my time. Because speaking to them is like useless. What they doing yesterday was that they doing. And also my brother had to spend almost the whole day. I leave yesterday morning since 2 o'clock in my house to go out and fish. Coming back here minutes to 6. And that hard for fishermen. Even though you're coming here, you're having a week of tournament, you have to learn to respect the people that have their livelihood as fishing. So I need answers for that. Yeah, I call into the authority to give me answers for that. So I really want to know who compensated me for my time on my line, because I have to go home now to redo all that.
According to Fletcher, this is not a first-time challenge for longline fishermen during the billfish tournament.
Nobody has nothing to say, but right about now, like I say, I just spent 4 days doing over a whole line, and that hard for me. Yeah, that hard for me now. I have to start back now to do the same thing. That will take me at least like Saturday, please God, again, because I have to go back and buy poly, buy buoys, buy blinkers, and a poly is $115. A blinker is $70. Now, buoys, yes, a couple weeks back, I priced 3 buoys by SAFH on Caranage. They're telling me $100 compensating for at least like 3 or 4 buoys. And I'm missing 6 buoys on my line, plus 1 go with the flag. So, yeah, that won't work for me. Well, you have others affected, and what I notice is that people just afraid to speak. And like I would always say, I have rights. If anybody don't want to speak for the right, that is up to them. And I'll continue doing so until the last breath I have.
Chairman of the Billfish Committee, Nicholas George, says that they are aware of the incident and will be addressing it with the relevant authorities.
All right, I've spoken to 2 individuals that were affected by the event this morning. I just like to make the note clear that the SIBT committee is addressing this. We've asked the individuals to make a small report of what was lost during the incident, and ourselves and fisheries will sit together to form a solution for them.
Reporting for MTV News, I am Tonya St. Louis Lawrence.
Meanwhile, the Billfish Tournament Committee Chairman Nicholas George gives an update on the 53rd staging of the event. Thursday was the lay day, allowing the participants to be part of several other activities on shore.
We have 46 confirmed vessels fishing. Unfortunately, we had about 6 cancellations due to mechanical and crew failure. But the guys are having a whale of a time. We've reintroduced our breakfast, and we're going to have a prize giving tomorrow night at the Grenada Yacht Club. But all in all, participants, visitors, sponsors, everybody's happy. And they're having a nice rest day today to relax and get ready for tomorrow. Everybody relaxes. We have cook-ups on the shoreline. We have a fantastic presentation by the Grenada Tourism Authority, Taste of the Sea. That's going very, very well. The participants are really happy with what the committee is doing right now to give back. And they're just preparing for tomorrow, which is the last day of fishing.
The annual tournament holds an exciting place in Grenada's sporting calendar, welcoming anglers from across the region for 5 days of amazing fishing and fun. This year, Prime Minister Honorable Dickon Mitchell and Minister of State with responsibility for agriculture and lands, fisheries and cooperatives, Senator Adrian Thomas, spent some time with the anglers on the open sea. The tournament ends Friday with a prize-giving ceremony at the Grenada Yacht Club. Executive member of the National Bus Association and president of the Northeast Bus Association, Glenroy Gray, speaking to MTV News on Thursday, empathizes with the 2 bus operators who lost their buses, one in Tivoli, St. Andrew, and another on the western side to fire on Wednesday.
Well, first of all, on behalf of the MBA, we are in sympathy with those 2 operators because it's a big loss, not only for them, but the family, because the buses are, which is the tools they use to put food on the table, basically for themselves and pay the bills. I mean, I really don't know what caused the fire, what ignited.
Gray said one factor that may have contributed to the mishaps is maintenance issues. However, one of their biggest challenges as bus operators, Gray said, is the cost of buses and maintenance, including the cost of fuel, considering that there has not been an increase in bus fares for quite some time.
As bus operators, we are one of the biggest industries on the island. We move things around, right? Bus operators and taxi operators, that industry at least brings 25 to 30% of the island daily income. And we need at least the government to help us in that way, because when you look at it, for the past 16 years, we had no increase, and operators are operating on a skeleton basis. Because when you look at the price of bus in 2007 and the price of bus today, in 2007, bus was selling for just about 90-something to 100,000. Today is 166,000. When you look at gas, when you look at the other income surrounding the bus, is very expensive. So it's actually hard for bus operators to fully maintain the bus in a proper way.
During the filing of declarations by members of the opposition team on Thursday, Grenada's opposition leader disclosed that the sum of his assets, liabilities and income is significantly less than before. However, he affirms that it is not about how much you can gain or stand to lose when pursuing a political career. Grenada's opposition leader, Dr. Keith Mitchell, and other members of the opposition team were the first group of individuals in public life to declare income, assets, and liabilities to the Integrity Commission in the new year 2023. First to file his documents in the new year was leader of His Majesty's opposition, Dr. Keith Mitchell.
The staff and Integrity Commission is doing its work. This is the law of the land. And those of us who accept responsibility in certain areas will know that there's some basic things that we must do. So the public is satisfied that we meet in some fundamental aspects of our responsibility to the governance of the country. So we expect everyone to follow that particular process. It's well known that we initiated this whole concept of integrity in public life, and we are the ones who brought issues to Parliament. The laws were initiated with our support, with international, regional, international support.
Although he did not disclose the total sum of his assets, he, however, revealed that it is significantly less than when he first participated in the process.
My filing has been there a number of times. In fact, the first filing that I did, I made it, I disclosed the entire thing to the country. You know, some members of my family didn't like the fact that the assets, because it wasn't owned just by me, being put, but I thought it was important. And what it will show that I am, what it will show, that I had more asset then, 20 years ago, than I have now. So politics, if anything, has not done well for me materially, but that's part of the understanding. When you get into politics, it's not about gaining material thing. I don't say it should be about losing material thing, but certainly not about gaining.
Also filing her declarations was MP for St. Andrew South East, Emmeline Pear.
Well, it's a legal mandate that they have no choice but to implement, and we have no choice but to adhere. And we have a responsibility to that. And I think the cooperation between those involved in the process makes it even easier. So if they do what they have to do, we do what we have to do, then simple as ABC, I think.
The other members of Parliament filing declarations on Thursday were Honourable Dr. Clarice Modeste Kerwin, Honourable Delma Thomas, Senator Katisha Douglas, Senator Nolan Cox, Senator Neelan Franklin, Senator Andrew Lewis, Senator Salim Rahman, and Senator Roderick Sinclair. The Commission received requests for extensions from 3 parliamentarians. One member of Parliament did not show up to file declarations and did not request an extension. During a recent post-cabinet press briefing, Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell affirmed that the $150 that was added to the payouts to seed beneficiaries was a temporary measure, as was read in the 2022 budget by the former Minister of Finance, Gregory Bowen, to assist those who were affected by the COVID-19 pandemic for a 12-month period, which came to an end in December 2022. However, according to Mitchell, the budgetary allocations remain the same. Our news team caught up with former Minister of Social Development and MP for St. Andrew Northwest, Delma Thomas, who confirmed that it was indeed a temporary measure to assist seed beneficiaries.
So it indeed was a one-year measure. It was from January to December. It was not seed in its original form. It was really a stimulus for seed beneficiary of $150 per household. We did not budget for it. It came in the supplemental. So we went back to Parliament in September of this year with the new government, and that's when it was, the budget came in for it.
However, Thomas is of the view that the additional payments should continue, given the constraints faced by many individuals and households within the vulnerable population.
While it was temporary, we appreciate that many of the conditions still remain. So if I will urge the government to look within their savings, and maybe during the supplemental period, if they can relook, because we know that some of these families really need the assistance. So while, yes, I agree that when we gave it, it was for a 12-month period, but I will urge them to relook and see if there's some savings somewhere so that we can continue to assist families who really need the assistance.
That's the first segment of news. More news when we come back.
The first segment of the MTV Evening News came to you in association with Nexa Credit Union. With you wherever your road leads.
But when you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me, yes, I can. Whenever you're in need, yes, you can. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide. The light that shines our way. Wherever your road leads, we'll be right there with you. Wherever your road leads, we'll make your dreams come true. Next side, next side, next side, right next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money day.
Bingo! Ladies and gentlemen, we say thank you for playing Megaforce Promotions Bingo! So, on Sunday, January 29th, 2023, from 5 p.m. at the National Stadium, we say it's appreciation time! Get ready to win $50,000 in cash! Yes! $50,000 in cash to be won! And hear this, tickets are only $20. Plus, the first 1,000 persons get a complimentary drink. Whoa! Now that's how we say thank you. Bingo fans, see you on January 29th at the National Stadium. As we say, it's appreciation time.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
The second segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with the Communal Cooperative Credit Union Limited. To grow with us, save with us.
Your Gifts of Love for Cheer 2.0. Tis the season for holly jolly days at the Communal. It's all about sharing the warmth of this season with those you love, getting on this special loan, taking advantage of great interest rates with no principal payments until January 2023. Share the gift of love. Offer ends January 31st, 2023. Lending terms and conditions apply. Gifts of Love with Cheer.
Welcome back. Godfrey Simon, who was arrested and charged with the offense of non-capital murder in the death of Sharon Williams back in November 2022, made his third court appearance at the St. David Magistrate Court on Thursday. He was represented by attorney-at-law Jerry Edwin. Nikita Hosten has more.
According to attorney-at-law Jerry Edwin, who is representing Simeon, says bail was not granted and he was remanded to His Majesty Prison to stand trial. Simeon was charged with the November 2022 brutal killing of Sharon Williams. The killing happened in Beaton, St. David. Meanwhile, Prince Harry, 25 years, of Vincent, St. David, and Alden Joseph, 29 years, of Dunmas, St. David, who were jointly charged by officers attached to the Criminal Investigation Department with the offenses of 2 counts of burglary and robbery with violence, was placed on bail under strict conditions at the St. David's Magistrate Court on Thursday. That's according to the two-man lawyer Jerry Edwin. They were ordered to move out of the parish of St. David's and is committed to stand trial in the High Court. Harry was also charged with 1 count of rape and Joseph was charged with 2 counts of rape. Nikita Hosten, MTV News.
Acting Comptroller of Customs Algernon Belfon, speaking on International Customs Day recognized on January 26th, highlighted the role of the Customs Department in protecting Grenada's borders. Speaking on a recent government television program, Belfon said many individuals do not see the bigger picture when certain measures are taken at the port or various agencies. However, they are necessary.
So when a customs officer opens your package at FedEx or DHL or digs into your barrel, it is not only for the purpose of identifying the value of goods for tax purposes. There is a larger and greater function that most persons are not familiar with. So a couple of weeks ago, the officers during an examination at the port identified some illegal firearms being imported. So the country was protected in that regard, controlling and restricting the importation of firearms. And there we assist the police in the agency duties as the authority who controls the importation of firearms and ensures that the use and ownership of these firearms operate within acceptable legal parameters.
According to Belfon, other risk factors must be considered when searching for the various ports of entry, including identifying elements that can be harmful to people and the environment.
You have the other part, which is the possibility of importation of harmful chemicals, for example, or contaminated food, for example, or organisms that may damage the agricultural aspect of our economy, like happened years ago with mealybugs. So when the officer is searching, or even the importation of animals that are deadly or harmful, like poisonous snakes and that kind of thing. So the role of customs in actually searching packages is extensive, and we protect a variety of different risks that are posed to any population at any time.
International Customs Day is observed under the theme, Nurturing the Next Generation, promoting a culture of knowledge sharing and professional pride in customs. Labourie's main road is almost complete, and on Thursday, government officials visited the area. Honourable Philip Telesford, MP for the area, Honourable Dennis Cornwall, Minister for Infrastructure, and Richard Maharaj, Director of Construction and Operations, Hanover Construction Company, spoke of the advancement of the road thus far. Here is Nikita Hosten with that story.
I had many complaints in the past as to the progress of this road. Today we are at the stage where a large portion of this road has been paved at the moment, and we can say that we are happy to see that. It means that sooner or later we will have the area fully paved, and that the motorists that utilize this area here would have to apply their trade without much difficulties.
That was Minister for Infrastructure Dennis Cornwall speaking of the progress on the Laborie Main Road. He said though the project was delayed, they are happy for the completion. The Laborie Road was closed back in August 2020 to facilitate construction work of a culvert under the Keith Mitchell-led administration. Parliamentary representative for the area and Minister for Social Development is Philip Tellisford.
That the road construction is really taking shape at this point in time. This has been a source of heartache for the people in this community for at least 20 years. This road has been in disrepair for a very, very long time. And so the bus drivers, residents and so on of this area would be very, very happy to see that this road finally is being paved.
Contractor of the project is Handover Company.
Different sections of the road in different phases of construction. We have put down base course on roughly 1,600 meters of road, and we have asphalt pavement on approximately 1,000 meters of this road. Concrete works of drains, retaining walls, curb and slippers are happening on the entire section. This road, Laborie, is comprised of about 2.6 kilometers, and with that we are ensuring that we expedite the works. We know that it's an important road, important thoroughfare for the country, for the buses, for the general public. So we are ensuring that when we are constructing or we are paving, that the road is never blocked off, that the traffic is flowing at all times.
Nikita Houston, MTV News.
Director of the Pan American Health Organization, Dr. Carissa Etienne, the first Caribbean woman to have served as PAHO's director, is retiring at the end of this month after 10 years in the role. Nikita Houston has that story.
But I always say that I was able to do what you allowed me to do, what you supported me to achieve. I have full confidence in every one of you. And for me, it's important that my staff knows that I'm fully confident in each one of them. I know you will make mistakes. I know, and I'm ready to face those mistakes with you. But I think it is only by allowing you to discover your own strengths, allowing you to be as much as you could be.
PAHO's director, Dr. Carissa Etienne, was elected director of the Pan American Health Organization by the countries of the Americas on 19 September 2012 during the 28th Pan American Sanitary Conference. She was re-elected for the second term in September 2017. Speaking at the unveiling of the director's portrait, the director says she is pleased of her accomplishments at PAHO's and thanked PAHO staff for their support.
But I always say that I was able to do what you allowed me to do, what you supported me to achieve. I have full confidence in every one of you. And for me, it's important that my staff knows that I'm fully confident in each one of them. I know you will make mistakes. I know, and I'm ready to face those mistakes with you. But I think it is only by allowing you to discover your own strengths, allowing you to be as much as you could be, that we could grow, that PAHO can grow. And guess what? That I will look as a good director. And so this is what has happened. I look like a very good director because of you. So thank you so much.
The director says that she is pleased and happy to be leaving it in good hands.
And certainly I am thrilled that but I will say that at the inauguration, but I am thrilled that I'm handing over to somebody who is even more competent than myself. We may not have the same personality, you see, but very competent. And so I am happy to be leaving PAHO in such competent hands.
Nikita Houston, MTV News.
The Grenada Informer again encourages manifestations of love for our country as we prepare for the celebration of the 49th anniversary of independence. Get involved in the cleaning up and beautification of your various communities, and let's continue to make Grenada a place we can be proud of. In this week's edition of our online publication, Government to Reimagine Western Main Road Project. Additional seed money was always temporary, says PM Mitchell. Vendors at Grenville Vendors Mall to relocate. In the Sister Isles, Resource Center converted into comical display. Leftist and Superflying Flint top Calypso and Groovy semis respectively. U.S. Embassy Principal Officer lauded for two-pronged inaugural visit to Sister Isles and much more. That's the second segment of news. Regional highlights are up next.
The second segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with the Communal Cooperative Credit Union Limited. To grow with us, save with us.
Gifts of love with care, bringing love for you this year. Communion showing that we care. With gifts of love with care.
It's your Gifts of Love for Cheer 2.0. 'Tis the season for holly jolly days at the Communal. It's all about sharing the warmth of this season with those you love, getting on this special loan, taking advantage of great interest rates with no principal payments until January 2023. Share the gift of love. Offer ends January 31st, 2023. Lending terms and conditions apply.
Gifts of love with care.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sunday money day.
Sisson's WeatherGuard Pro. For every project, there's only one Pro.
New me in 2023. Coming to Courts Optical today and enjoy up to 35% off your frames and lenses with flexible payment plans available from 3 to 24 months. Schedule your appointment online today on www.courtsoptical.com. At Courts Optical, our comprehensive eye exam is always free. All major insurance providers are accepted. See in store for details. New me 2023 with glasses from Courts Optical. Value you can see.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
At Bailey's Funeral Home, we understand the pain and grief you experience when you suffer the loss of a loved one. For years, we have helped thousands of families get through that difficult time by providing professional funeral services to meet their unique needs. Whether your choice is cremation or burial, call us or come into our new facility on the Carenage and meet with our arrangers in a spacious and comfortable environment. Choose from a wide variety of quality coffins and caskets at prices from as low as $1,900. At Bailey's Funeral Home, we believe that no one should feel overwhelmed or anxious about funeral expenses. So when it's time to plan a funeral, join a burial society, or make pre-arrangements when service and costs matter, call Bailey's Funeral Home at 440-2558 or visit us at baileysfuneralhome.org. Bailey's Funeral Home, still providing the perfect tribute any family can afford.
The third segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Ridgeway Residences, a modern, exclusive residential community offered by Ariza. Purchase one of our completely built houses or let us build for you by simply choosing your lot, choosing your home design from our selection, and let us do the rest. Owning a home does not have to be a frustrating process. For more information, contact Ariza Credit Union on 415-0994 or send us an email on info@ridgewayresidences.gd. Ridgeway Residences, hassle-free home ownership.
Time now for this evening's Regional Roundup with Oslin Crosby.
And now for this evening's Regional Roundup. In Guyana, the U.S. oil and energy company Hess on Wednesday announced a significant new oil discovery at Fangtooth SE1, 1 year after the original Fangtooth 1 discovery. Hess, the 30% joint venture partner in the Stabroek block, said the Fangtooth SE1 well encountered approximately 200 feet of oil-bearing sandstone reservoirs, adding to the Stabroek block's gross discovered recoverable resource estimate of more than 11 billion barrels of oil equivalent. The company said the recent discovery has the potential to underpin a future oil development. The Ministry of Natural Resources said it has noted the information and is currently working with Exxon, who is completing the analysis to make the information available. Hess is a co-venturer with a 30% stake in the Stabroek block. ESSO Exploration Production Guyana Limited, EEPGL, ExxonMobil's local subsidiary, is the operator in the block and has a 45% stake. The other partner is China National Offshore Oil Corporation. Hess has also reported significant earnings in the fourth quarter of 2022. A large share is drawn from the production in Guyana. Earlier this week, the company said it would increase spending on capital projects this year by US $1 billion to US $3.7 billion, mostly for its Guyanas and North Dakota's Bakken Shale field projects. Over in Jamaica, a stark and stinging defense of the Prime Minister by one of his ministers amidst questions and criticisms after the SSL multi-billion-dollar fraud now comes from Everland Warmington in the wake of former Prime Minister Bruce Golding's recent comments on the issue. More from TVJ.
Among the critics blasting the FSC and by extension the government's oversight of investment entities amidst the SSL fraud saga is former Prime Minister Bruce Golding. On a recent radio program, Mr. Golding suggested that the government dropped the ball. According to Mr. Golding, the government has a responsibility. They are the ones that issue licenses to these investment houses. And in the issuing of the license, what they are saying to the public is that the government is satisfied that these are good people to do business with, so you can go ahead and do business with them. He went on to say, well, that is what Usain Bolt did, and look what happened to him. Well, that comment has not gone down well with Minister without portfolio in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, Everald Warmington, who has blasted the former party leader.
It's a guy who has lost his relevance and is trying to be relevant. But by attacking your own party, you're supposed to be. That don't make you relevant. And I want to say, Bruce needs to stop it and stop it now. Back off.
Mr. Warmington insists that Mr. Golding's statement on the matter is not valid, suggesting that the government has no part in private transactions.
My position, based on his statement yesterday, is some program is on. Enough is enough. We're going to talk about government to encourage people to invest in stock and what they do on SSL. What on earth does the government have to do with SSL? That's a private investment entity.
And finally, countries in Latin America and the Caribbean can and must step up to tackle rising levels of hunger, poverty, and inequality. According to the United Nations UN Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, according to the UN agency, between 2019 and 2021, the number of people who went hungry in the region increased by 30% to 56.5 million. This alarming food insecurity spike happened even though Latin America and the Caribbean is the world's largest net food exporting region. It also outperformed other regions in reducing hunger and poverty in the decade up to 2015. In an appeal for agricultural reform to prevent decades worth of backsliding on tackling hunger and poverty, FAO chief urged the community of Latin America and the Caribbean states to expand food supply in the Caribbean, where healthy diets are expensive. Persistent poverty and rising inequalities impact rural populations hardest, especially women, young people, and other vulnerable individuals. And that's a regional roundup this evening. I'm Arcelyn Crosby.
This is the MTV Evening News. More news when we come back.
The third segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with Arise Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Ridgeway Residences, a modern, exclusive residential community offered by Ariza. Purchase one of our completely built houses or let us build for you by simply choosing your lot, choosing your home design from our selection, and let us do the rest. Owning a home does not have to be a frustrating process. For more information, contact Ariza Credit Union on 415-0994 or send us an email on info@ridgewayresidences.gd. Ridgeway Residences, hassle-free home ownership.
You're watching the MTV Evening News. Sports is up next.
Paging all Grenadians at home and in the diaspora to be part of the journey to 50. Reflecting on the past, planning for the future as we get ready to celebrate our 49th anniversary of independence. Tuesday, February 7th, 2023. Events to be observed for our 49th anniversary of independence include table tennis tournament at the CSA building, February 3rd and February 4th. Independence Calypso Finals, Sutter's Bus Terminal, 8 p.m. February 3rd. February 4th, open water swimming competition, Grand Mall Beach at 9 a.m. and beach tennis at Grandans Beach from 11 a.m. Also the Independence Boxing Tournament, February 4th, 8 p.m. at the Youth Center, National Independence Church Service, Grenada Trade Center, Sunday, February 5th, 3 p.m. National Colors Day, the Inter-Ministerial Display, and the 49th Cultural Extravaganza, 7 p.m. at the Granville Burst Terminal, February 6th. Then the Made in Grenada Expo, Military Parade, and Rally, 10 a.m. at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium, Tuesday, February 7th. Happy 49th, Grenada.
Bingo! Ladies and gentlemen, we say thank you for playing Megaforce Promotions Bingo! So, on Sunday, January 29th, 2023, from 5 p.m. at the National Stadium, we say it's appreciation time! Get ready to win $50,000 in cash! Yes, $50,000 in cash to be won! And hear this, tickets are only $20. Plus, the first 1,000 persons get a complimentary drink. Whoa! Now that's how we say thank you. Bingo fans, see you on January 29th at the National Stadium. As we say, it's appreciation time.
The Grenada Steel Band Association, in collaboration with the Grenada Tourism Authority and Spice Mass Cooperation, presents Pan on the Sand. Pan on the Sand 2, Independence Edition, Sunday, January 29th. We inside Grandad's Beach in front of the Vendors Market. 7 of the nation's best steel bands, including 2022 Panorama Champs, Co-op Bank Comancheros, Republic Bank Angel Hops, Suzuki Pan Wizards, Rainbow City All-Stars, Pan Ossia, Melody Warriors, and the Grand Roy Pan Angels. Special accompanied solo performances from top soloists and DJs on the island. Lots of food and beverages from the Vendors Market, starting at 3 p.m. Admission absolutely free. So all you know where we gonna be, right? Pan on the Sand 2, the Independence Edition, Sunday, January 29th. Grandad's Beach in front of the Vendors Market. Bring the entire family along.
Holy Natural Spring Water is a water for every occasion. On the field of sports, at your workplace, just open the bottle and savor the pure, refreshing taste. Holy Natural Spring Water is produced in Mama Can St. Andrews and is available in all sizes nationwide. To order, telephone 444-7654 or 533-7654. Holy Natural Spring Water, Grenada's purest bottled water.
Free admission to regional cricket matches at the Grenada National Stadium. That story and more coming up in sports.
The MTV Evening Sports is brought to you in association with Courts, bringing value home.
Donessa Panchu has this evening's sporting highlights.
With this evening's sports, I am Donessa Panchu. It was a fun-filled day with excitement for students, parents and well-wishers at the Southern George Government School annual sports meet at the Tantine Playing Field. Teacher and head of the sports committee, Lean Hazard, spoke to MTV Sports and gave an update.
The athletes came out today giving their best. You know, they're top of the game. They are doing their best. They're showing their potential and showing that they are prepared for the sports meet. We have a very good turnout, as you can see. There's a lot of spectators, a lot of parents, supporters, even well-wishers and ministry officials are out here.
Hazard said it feels good to have sports without COVID-19 restrictions.
The athletes get to come out, sufficient rest between the races and so on. The atmosphere is good. There is no obstructions with the weather and so on. So
he said the athletes' performance are top-notch and other schools should look out.
With the performance that are going down here today, records are being broken. I am pretty sure that these athletes will be representing St. George's branch come in the national primary school sports.
The Grenada Cricket Association, GCA, today announced that there will be no admission charge for the West Indies Championship matches at the Grenada National Stadium from January 31st to February 11th, 2023. The Windward's Volcanoes opposed Trinidad and Tobago Red Force in the first 4-day match from Tuesday, January 31st to Friday, February 3rd. Then the Guyana Happy Eagles from Wednesday, February 8th to Saturday, February 11th. Dwayne Gill, president of the GCA, said, with the matches being played during the week, we want to encourage those not at work to attend and also school groups. It is a wonderful opportunity to support some of our homegrown players and others in the sub-region who are based in Grenada with the Windward's Volcanoes. We expect Trinidadians and Guyanese residing in Grenada to support their teams as well. Matches begin at 10 a.m. daily and end at 5 p.m. with spectators being accommodated in the Junior Murray Royal Lewis stand. And finally in sports, Cricket West Indies CWI has launched the West Indies players named in the International Cricket Council's ICC Teams of the Year for 2022. The 3 West Indies players were announced by the ICC on Tuesday in the annual awards. Captain Craig Brathwaite was picked in the Test Team of the Year, while wicketkeeper batsman Shai Hope and fast bowler Alzari Joseph earned spots in the One-Day International ODI Team of the Year. Captain Craig Brathwaite continued to lead from the front with a number of world-class batting displays, which characterize his composed and encouraging style of play, said CWI President Ricky Skerritt in praising the West Indies Test captain. The major achievement was leading the team to victory over England to capture the Richard Botsman Trophy and brought glory to the West Indies fans. Shai Hope also demonstrated his immense talent in the front stumps and agility behind the wickets. In his praise of Joseph, Skerritt said, Alzari Joseph emerged as the leader of the bowling attack in ODIs and was consistent and persistent all year in all 3 formats. For this evening's sports, I am Donessa Pancho.
That's the sports, the weather, and a recap of the headlines when we come back.
The MTV Evening Sports was brought to you in association with Quartz, bringing value home.
Good evening again, viewers, with Thursday night's weather forecast and meteorologist Wayne Williams. Most sunny conditions occurred throughout the Eastern Caribbean today as we saw those patches of moisture basically diminishing as they approach the islands. 1 or 2 very small patches still around, not any significant moisture in them, so we're going to see clear skies continuing through the next few days. We do have an area of clouds coming out from the North Atlantic, moving towards the southwest. It could affect the northern part of the Caribbean, may weaken significantly before it gets to the central and definitely the southern portion. But we're looking to see what could happen to that. Right now, just the 1 or 2 areas of rainfall still to the east of the islands, as I said, dissipating as they move towards the island chain. Clear skies, we look at this is area that we are looking at closely here as it moves into the northern Caribbean. Will definitely bring them rain up there, but could mostly just result in lighter winds and maybe 1 or 2 brief showers, but over the central part of the islands or over the central islands. Thursday night, tonight we expect mostly fair conditions, so just a 30% chance, maybe some brief sprinkles in inland rain-prone areas. The winds will continue to come in from the northeast between 10 and 22 miles per hour, with the minimum temperature a bit warmer tonight up 24. The moon, we have a little bit of moonlight to enjoy until 10:57 when the moon is going to set tonight. It's going to rise tomorrow morning at 11:09. Mostly fair skies on Friday, 30% chance of the odd shower, mostly during the pre-dawn period. Winds will be northeasterly between 12 and 24, maybe 1 or 2 higher gusts, but the wind is going to die down for the weekend. Choppy seas, 5 to 7 foot waves, sunrise 6:32, sunset 6:07, max of 33 will feel like 35. Generally fair in both Port of Spain and Bridgetown. I touch more clouds in Port of Spain, but still generally fair conditions will dominate there. Mostly fair in Kingston, cloudy for Miami, mostly sunny in New York, and London is expected to be mostly cloudy. Look for variable cloudy conditions on Saturday. Possibility of a slight increase in cloudiness and some brief showers on Sunday, but it's going to become variable cloudy again from Monday. Fair conditions will dominate from Monday onwards. That's it for me for Thursday night, folks. Have yourself a great night. Join me again on Friday.
Now to end the news, a recap of the headlines. Longline fishermen count losses after billfish tournament participants cut their lines. Opposition leader disclosed that the sum of his assets, liabilities and income is significantly less than before. National Bus Association empathizes with the 2 bus operators who lost their buses to fire. And in sports, free admission to regional cricket matches at the Grenada National Stadium. On behalf of the news and production departments, I am Troy Gill. Thank you for watching. Good night.
I'm a winner, you are winner, we are winners, winners, winners.
It's the big one. Grenada, imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one lotto ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money bag symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch in stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
Good evening and welcome to the National Lottery Authority's Daily Pick 3 evening draw for today, Thursday, the 26th of January 2023. I'm Lexan Fletcher and I'll be your draw hostess for this evening. Joining me this evening is Ms. Makiba Bain. She's representing PKF Accountants and Business Advisors. Now, Ms. Bain is here to ensure the games for this evening are conducted in a fair and accountable manner, that the game balls have not been tampered with and are within industry standards. Of course, with the Pick 3 game, you can bet as little as $1 on inline, mix, and pair tickets and from $2 on backup tickets. All right, let's find out what the winning numbers will be for this evening. It pays to play. Good luck. And the first number is three, second number 2, and the final number is 1. Let's recap. First number was 3, the second number 2, third and final was 1. Congratulations if you are a winner this evening, and congrats to our winners from the midday draw. We had a total of 122 winners. The total payout was $30,105. Congratulations again. We've got the Playway draw coming up next. See you then.
I'm a winner, you are winner, we are winners, winners, winners.
It's the big one. Grenada, imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one lotto ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money bag symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch in stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
Welcome back. It is time for the Playway draw for this evening, Thursday, the 26th of January, 2023. I've got Ms. Makiba Bain standing in with me once again. She's representing PKF Accountants and Business Advisors. Now, don't forget, with the Playway game, all you got to do is bet as little as $1 up to $10 or in increments on any number or dream symbol of your choice and get to win 24 times the amount you bet. That's $24 for every dollar spent. All right, let's find out what the winning Playway number will be for this evening. Value your dreams, win your way with Playway. Good luck. And the winning Playway number is evening's winning playway number 17, 1717, and the dream symbol is mongoose. Just repeat tonight's winning playway number, that number 17, 1717, and the dream symbol mongoose. Congratulations if you're a winner. Congrats to all our winners from the midday draw as well. We had a total of 289 winners. The total payout, $30,384. Congratulations again. Get your tickets out and be ready for the cash draw that comes up next. See you then.
Win more with the NLA's Daily Cash 4 every day with more plays and bigger prizes to be won. It's a 4-digit game with all the bet types you already know and much, much more. From 0000 to 9999. Choose your 4 numbers and place your bet from 11 different bet types. Choose from inline, 4 different mixes, first 3, last 3, and 4 different backup options too. Best of all, it starts at just $1, except for backups, which starts at $2. Win as much as $5,000 with a $1 inline bet and as much as $6,200 in a $2 backup bet. Imagine $50,000 for a winning $10 inline bet. There's definitely more to win with the Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes, twice per day, Mondays to Saturdays. Must be 18 and over to participate. NLA, making your dreams come true while supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Welcome back once again. It's time for the Daily Cash for Draw for this evening, Thursday, the 26th of January, 2023. Of course, joining me once again is Ms. Makiba Bain. She's representing PKF Accountants and Business Advisors. A quick reminder, as always, with the Cash for game, you can bet as little as $1 on most of the bet types with the exception of backup, in which case you bet $2. All right, hope you got your tickets. Let's find out what the winning numbers will be for this evening. It's more plays, bigger prizes. Good luck to you. And the first number is 0, second number 9, third number 1, final number is 5. Let's recap. Double check your tickets. First number was 0, the second number 9, third number up was 1, and the fourth and final 5. Congratulations to all our winners. Congrats also to our winners from the midday draw as well. We had a total of 10 winners and the total payout was $2,000. Congratulations again. Just a reminder to get your tickets, and every time you get your tickets, you're helping to support sports culture and nation building. Have a good night.
Win more with the NLA's Daily Cash 4 every day with more plays and bigger prizes to be won. It's a 4-digit game with all the bet types you already know and much, much more. From 0000 to 9999. Choose your 4 numbers and place your bet from 11 different bet types. Choose from inline, 4 different mixes, first 3, last 3, and 4 different backup options too. Best of all, it starts at just $1, except for backups, which starts at $2. Win as much as $5,000 with a $1 inline bet and as much as $6,200 in a $2 backup bet. Imagine $50,000 for a winning $10 inline bet. There's definitely more to win with the Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes, twice per day, Mondays to Saturdays. Must be 18 and over to participate. NLA, making your dreams come true while supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment as you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest. Visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
Venetia Louise Samuel of Grandlet St. Andrew passed away on Monday 9th January 2023 at the age of 67. She was the wife of Samson Samuel, mother of Ronald Charles, Norrell Samuel and Ronika Samuel in Grenada, Rhonda Edwards and Kent Samuel in Canada, adopted mother of Sandra and Sherry-Ann, grandmother of Ronell, Daryl, Nikado, Rihanna, Ronald Jr., Jamel, Makisha, Kira, Nikel, Makel, Tiana, Bianca and BJ, sister of Fabriana and Louisa, mother-in-law of Junior Edwards, sister-in-law of many including Doreen, Edmund, Alfred and Roden Lewis, aunt of many other relatives and close friends including the pastors and members of the evangelical churches in Grenada, cousin Monica O'Neill, Lennox Charles and family, Benji Charles and family, Phyllis Date and family, Eiffel Romaine and family, Irene Mapp and family, Lynthia Edwards and family, the Charles family of Monthorn, the Samuel and Aquard families of Conference, Urban and Sandra Charles, Faith Lynn Barry, Jesse Douglas and family, Marina Charles, and friends and neighbors of Monthorn, Paradise, Lakabeki, and surrounding areas. The funeral service for the late Venetia Louise Samuel of Grandlet St. Andrew will take place on Friday 27th January at 2 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Monthorn Seventh-day Adventist Church according to evangelical rites, and interment will be at the Monthorn Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Dominic Horsford Alexis, also known as Tati and Da, of Munich, who resided at Mamakan St. Andrew, passed away on Monday 9th January 2023 at the age of 91. He was the husband of Mary Anitha Alexis, father of Neri, Nell, Brenda, Nicole, Kathleen, Charmaine, Cletus and Deslin, adopted father of Lenroy Francis, grandfather of 24 including Nakisha, Shelley, Ziggy, Chanel, Kazim, Caden, Cadell, Nelline, Melissa, Janelle, Kaylin, Giselle, Adele, Devon, Andy and Alex. Great-grandfather of Shireen, Nazel, Kiwana, Kimon and Khalid. Brother of Clive, Michael, Selwyn, Nellie, Rose and Levi. Brother-in-law of Edna, Adina, Claim, Madonna, Matthew and Benedict. Father-in-law of Deborah Alexis, Franklin Felix and Jerome Henry. Uncle of many including Fabian, Charlo, Lynette, Rodney, Lucille, Lydia, Pamela and Deron. Many other relatives and friends including Yvonne, Ray, Miriam, the Alexis family of Munich and Mamakan, the Francis family of Mamakan and Felix Park, Merrill, Selma, Sharon, the pastor and members of the Mamakan Independent Baptist Church, and friends and neighbors of Mamakan and surrounding areas. The funeral service for the late Dominic Horsford Alexis, also known as Tati and Da, of Munich, who resided at Mamakan St. Andrew, will take place on Friday 27th January at 2 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Mamakan Independent Baptist Church, and interment will be at the Churchyard Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Catherine Eileen Simon of Happy Hill St. George, a member of the Legion of Mary and the Uganda Martyrs Church congregation, passed away on Tuesday, January 3rd, 2023, at the age of 86. She was the wife of Cyril Simon, mother of Jude Simon, Bernadette and Peter in the USA, and Suzanne Houston in Grenada, sister of Leslie, Johnny, Hermione, and Nola in the USA, sister-in-law of Addington, Dave, and Rose St. Louis, aunt of many including Irva, Cindy, Lisa, Sean, Dave, Astra, Daphra, Brandon, Natasha, Amika, Marilyn, Sonny, Marcia, and Robin. Many cousins, other relatives and close friends including Vanessa Campbell, Jerry and Khalil Houston, Dr. Jude and Twine and family, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell and family, the Nichols, Redhead, and Sandy families of Happy Hill, Shirley Jones and family, Dennis Houston and family, Joyce Francis and family, Margaret Simeon and family, Tiny Samuel and family, Claire Joseph and family, Hema Ramroop and family, Lidris Joseph and family, Lydia Telesford and family, Julie Greenwich and family, and friends and neighbors of Happy Hill and surrounding areas. The funeral service for the late Catherine Eileen Simon of Happy Hill, St. George, will take place on Friday, 27th January at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception, Church Street, St. George's, and entombment will be at the St. George's Centre Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Thomas Paul Peter, also known as Dixie and Zest, of Beaton, who resided at Apretute St. David, a well-known musician, passed away on Wednesday, 28th December 2022, at the age of 75. He was the husband of Daphne, father of Kieron, Leron, and Samara in Grenada, Donna and Petlin in New York, stepfather of Udine, Randy, Yoland, Ellen, and Samantha, grandfather of 8 including Jadon, Destiny, Gia, and Germaine, brother of Carl Winston, Jude, and Helen Greenwich, brother-in-law of 6, uncle of many other relatives and friends including Shanae John, Kester Sylvester, Militia Sharp, the Dominic family of Beaton, the Latouche family of Cafe St. Andrew, Pastor Rosanna Hyacinth, the pastors and members of the Apretute IPA, the Pomerous Pentecostal and Beaton New Testament churches, and friends and neighbors of Apretute, Hope, Beaton, and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Thomas Paul Peter, also known as Dixie and Zest, of Beaton, who resided at Apretute St. David, will take place on Monday, January 30th at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Beaton New Testament Church, and interment will be at the Family Cemetery, Beaton. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Venetia Sharoma Kajo John of Belmont Carriacou passed away on Thursday, 12th January 2023, at the age of 47. She was the daughter of Princess Mayoni Kajo and Wilson David, wife of Amon John, mother of Kevin and Kenesha Kajo, stepmother of Zavion, sister of Lisa in the USA, Odine, Desiree, Duana, and Michelda in Canada, aunt of Navia, Zanaya, Gianna, and Chloe in the USA, and Kyrie, niece of many including Christine, Marva, Gracelyn, Lizzie, Winifred, Sybil, Edelyn also known as Lucky, and Egbert in the USA, Millar and Atkins, Erilyn and St. Martin, Eileen, Marilyn and Davidson in the UK, goddaughter of Desireen, Cleopatra, Stephen also known as Scraper, and Anthony also known as Redhead, godmother of Karen, Antonia, Delano and Kalon, daughter-in-law of Joyce Bristol, sister-in-law of Dee Dee and Paula, close cousin of many including teacher Thera, Faithlin, Lanessa, Eric, Glenda, Cassandra, Shelley, Louie, Jean, and Princess. Many other relatives and close friends including the Kajo, David, Gay, Alexis, Joseph, John, and Bristol families, Bishop's College class of 1990, Nolan Cox, Mr. and Mrs. Nigel Stewart, Mrs. Evelyn Bain Horsford, Kathy Albert, Louise Joseph, Andrea Andrew, Sabrina Gloria Dicoto, Lisa, Marie, Nellie, Kimmy and Myrtle Compton, and friends and neighbours of Belmont, Bellevue South and Harveyvale Carriacou and surrounding areas too numerous to mention. The funeral of the late Venetia Sharoma Kajo John of Belmont Carriacou will take place on Monday 30th January at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. Francis Anglican Church, Harveyvale, Carriacou, and interment will be at the Harveyvale Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Augusta Campbell, also known as Miss Ruthie and Tanti Ruthie, of New Hampshire St. George, passed away on Monday 9th January 2023 at the age of 95. Left to mourn are her children Vernice Campbell in the UK, Wilfred Bailey and Arthur Campbell in Grenada, David Campbell in Trinidad, Maria Paris in the USA, Albertha McNeil, Maria Andrews, Paul Campbell and Michael Campbell, all in Grenada. Sister Lona Murrell, daughters-in-law Cynthia Campbell in Trinidad and Yvonne Bailey, sons-in-law Alan Andrews, Joseph McNeil and Pastor Samson Paris in the USA. 21 grandchildren including Kyron, Errol, Leslie, Peter Gooding, Deeran Paris in the UK, Narissa, Stephen Andrews and Zorina Andrews Andel, Sean, Byron, Dave, Alion and Wynell, all in Grenada, Hazel, Shireen, Ray, Vanessa, all in Trinidad, Dr. Trevor, Andre, Krista Stephen and Miran Sr., all in the USA. 23 great-grandchildren, 1 great-great-grand. Other relatives and friends including the Campbell family of New Hampshire, Bellevue and Beaulieu, the Frederick, Murrell and Regis families of New Hampshire, Julius Gooding, Ann James and family of New Hampshire, Jason Harris, Brian Andel, Reuben Jilks and Emo Langdon and family. The funeral of the late Augusta Campbell, also known as Miss Ruthie and Tanti Ruthie, of New Hampshire St. George, will take place on Tuesday, 31st January at 11 a.m. Funeral service will be held at the Wallace Memorial Pentecostal Church, New Hampshire St. George, and interment will be at the Family Cemetery, Granton. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Keith Andrew Fletcher Barry, also known as Strong, KB and 13, of Duquesne St. Mark, who resided at Lassages St. David, passed away on Monday, December 12, 2022, at the age of 63. He was the father of Kathleen Alexander Lewis in Canada, grandfather of Shane, Kaylee and Chloe Lewis in Canada, brother of Claustine and Yvonne in Canada, Elvis, Rick, Peter also known as Sparrow, and Ethel in the USA, Yvette, Angela, Movin and Davis in Grenada, Decima, Betty and Patsy in Trinidad. Nephew of Lucy Gilbert. Uncle of many including Carrie-Ann, Crystal, Alfonso Jr., Barry Jr., Angus, Dolly-Ann, Max, Nasha, Maxine, Daniel, Tyreek and Trevelyan. Son-in-law of Michael Lewis. Brother-in-law of Barry Brooks and Septimus Paul. Caretakers Shawana, Bambalin and Baby, also known as Lisa. Other relatives and friends including the Fletcher and Samuel families, the Barry and Bihari families of Shantimel, Victoria and Rosehill, the Morris family of St. Mark, Mikey, Isabella Morris, teacher Jesse, and friends and neighbours of Lassages St. David, Fountain and Duquesne St. Mark and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Keith Andrew Fletcher Barry, also known as Strong, KB and 13, of Duquesne St. Mark, who resided at Lassages St. David, will take place on Wednesday, February 1st at 2 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. Patrick's R.C. Church, Satez, and interment will be at the Morley Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Dennis Thomas, also known as Shipwright or Kirk, of Waltham St. Mark, who resided at Springs St. George, passed away on Sunday, 15th January 2023, at the age of 81. He was the husband of Joyce Thomas, father of 7, Hewlett Amede, Otis Gibson, Arvel Straker, Jacqueline Hazard Charles, Thord, Tesha, and Ronell Thomas, grandfather of 16, great-grandfather of 2, brother of Jane Thomas and Clammy Patrick, father-in-law of Ronald Hines, Albert Charles and Philip Amedi. Uncle of many including Paul in England, Claudette Thomas and Cletus in the USA, Johnson and Judith in Grenada. Other relatives and friends including Mr. Gregory Bowen, Lena, the Thomas and Straker families of Victoria, the Charles family of Springs, and neighbours and friends of Waltham, Springs, Belmont, Jean Anglais and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Dennis Thomas, also known as Shipwright or Kirk, of Waltham St. Mark, who resided at Springs St. George, will take place on Wednesday, February 1st at 2 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Springs Open Bible Church, and interment will be at the Springs Family Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Worthina Veronica Charles, also known as Miss Worthy of St. Cloud St. Andrew, passed away on Friday, 6th January 2023 at the age of 89. She was the mother of Albert, Ulrich, Thomas, Nicholas, and William Charles, sister of Deslin, Anne, Jerry, Dunbar, Phyllis, and Philip, grandmother of 16, great-grandmother of 24, close cousin of Aldix Brazan. Many other relatives and friends of St. Cloud's, Mirabeau, and surrounding areas, including the Charles and Hilaire families. Special thanks to the staff at the St. Martin's Care Home at Crowshoe. The funeral service for the late Worthina Veronica Charles, also known as Miss Worthy, of St. Cloud St. Andrew, will take place on Thursday, 2nd February at 2 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Grenville Pentecostal Lighthouse, and entombment will be at the Grand Bras Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Wayne's Funeral Home. Jean Lucy Thomas, also known as Gigi, of Birchgrove, who resided at Paradise St. Andrew, passed away on Friday, 16th December 2022, at the age of 74. She was the mother of Christopher in Canada, adopted mother of Prudence, Donna, and Emmeline in Grenada, mother-in-law of Cynthia Fulgencio Noel, grandmother of Patricia, Prince, Darnell, Allison, Gabriella, LeBron, Roxy, and Chandel, sister of Odessa Gittins, better known as Moms, Rose Nicholson and Gemma King in Grenada, Verona Mason and Gertrude Sinnett in Trinidad, Molly Bascom in the USA, and Jelino James in Grenada, sister-in-law of Clement Gittins and Doris Thomas. Many nieces and nephews including Linda, Priska, Prince, Don, Patricia, Jacqueline, Myrtle, and Marva. Many other relatives and friends including Pastor Reason, Sister Alison Mitchell, Ken, the Congregation of Faith Believers Church of God, and friends and neighbors of Paradise, Lakabeki, and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Jean Lucy Thomas, also known as Gigi, of Birchgrove, who resided at Paradise St. Andrew, will take place on Thursday, 2nd February at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Church of God of Prophecy, Canal Road, Grenville, according to Faith Believers Church of God rites, and interment will be at the Grand Bras Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Sally Ann Adams of Beaulieu and Montparnasse St. George, who resided in Brooklyn, New York, USA, passed away on January 1st, 2021 in the USA, at the age of 69. She was the mother of Camille Adams Bain in the USA, grandmother of Christopher Bain in the USA, sister of Deborah Cameron and O'Brien Adams of Montparnasse, Dennis and Denzel Victor of Grand Anse, Gillian Weston, Hilary Santini, Maureen and Michael Adams in the United Kingdom, aunt of Tonya Adams, Jason and Maureen Alexander in Grenada, Ian Adams and Dr. Keisha Adams in the USA, Aaron Adams in the UK, and Daniel Victor in Sweden. Niece of Maureen Cameron of Harford's Village, Cloyd George of Montgelou, and Victor Cameron in Trinidad. Mother-in-law of Winston Bean. Sister-in-law of Irma Adams of Montparnasse. Other relatives and friends including Kai and Anne-Marie Alexander, Marina Alexander and family, Maureen Cuffey, Maureen St. Louis, Evadne Simmons, Audrey Fortune, Yvonne Princess Billy, Merle Redhead, Hezzy Phillip, Pauline Lambert, Monica Bell and family, the Bain and Gooding families, and friends and neighbours of Beaulieu and Montparnasse St. George. A memorial service for the late Sally Ann Adams of Beaulieu and Montparnasse, who resided in Brooklyn, New York, USA, will be held at the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception, Church Street, St. George's, on Friday, February 3rd at 2 p.m., followed by entombment of the ashes at the St. George's Center Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Daphne Park, also known as Darling, of Montgelou St. George, died on Tuesday, 24th January 2023, at the age of 92. The funeral arrangements for the late Daphne Park, also known as Darling, of Montgelou St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. George Freddie MacDonald of Pedmotar St. David passed away on Thursday, 19th January 2023, at the age of 83. The funeral arrangements for the late George Freddie MacDonald of Pedmotar St. David will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Edna Elaine Gaskin-Willie, also known as Granny, the Teeth Lady, and Miss Elaine of Marrast Hill, Tempe, St. George, a former employee of Ariza Credit Union, passed away on Sunday, 22nd January 2023, at the age of 85. The funeral arrangements for the late Edna Elaine Gaskin-Willie, also known as Granny, the Teeth Lady, and Miss Elaine of Marrast Hill, Tempe, St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Wilton Allard, also known as Tichy or Titi, of Lassages St. David, died on Thursday, 19th January 2023, at the age of 34. The funeral arrangements for the late Wilton Allard, also known as Tichy or Titi, of Lassages St. David, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Michael Bonaparte, also known as Mr. B or Part, of Monlong St. Andrew, passed away on Tuesday, 17th January 2023, at the age of 56. The funeral arrangements for the late Michael Bonaparte, also known as Mr. B or Part, of Monlong St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. George Mark, also known as Hennessy, of Plains St. Patrick, passed away on Thursday, 19th January 2023, at the age of 85. The funeral arrangements for the late George Mark, also known as Hennessy, of Plains St. Patrick, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Vernell Mary Nixon, of Beaulieu St. George, passed away on Thursday, 19th January 2023, at the age of 42. The funeral arrangements for the late Vernell Mary Nixon of Beaulieu St. George will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Desmond Abraham Williams, also known as Pampy, of Constantine, who resided at Boca St. George, former employee of Gravel and Concrete Production, passed away on Tuesday, 16th January 2023, at the age of 66. The funeral arrangements for the late Desmond Abraham Williams, also known as Pampy, of Constantine, who resided at Boca St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Joseph Gregory Jones Frank of New Hampshire St. George, a well-known carpenter and musician, passed away on Thursday, 17th November 2022 in New York, at the age of 73. The funeral arrangements for the late Joseph Gregory Jones Frank of New Hampshire St. George will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. David Andrew Monroe, also known as Brother of Victoria St. Mark, passed away on Monday, 16th January 2023, at the age of 59. The funeral arrangements for the late David Andrew Monroe, also known as Brother of Victoria St. Mark will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lakwa Brothers Funeral Home.
The management and staff of MTV extend deepest condolences to those of you whose loved ones have passed on. Thank you for watching.
And verse 13, blessed is the day that died in the Lord. If your loved one died in the Lord, you have nothing to worry about. You could be confident that that one is in a better place. But what about you who are left behind?